Pedro Munhoz versus Frankie Edgar is a bantamweight bout. Pedro Munhoz has a cheated record of 18 wins, 4 losses. Frankie Edgar has a cheated record of 23 wins, 8 losses, and 1 draw. Alright, so Frankie Edgar started his career off outside of the UFC with 6 straight wins, one of which was actually against Jim Miller, which ended up getting a spot inside the UFC. Now, once he got into the UFC, he ended up getting 3 straight wins, mainly by decision. But then he fought Gray Maynard and ended up losing that fight by unanimous decision. After his first loss ever, he came back with 3 wins, which earned him a title shot against BJ Penn, which he ended up winning by unanimous decision. Now, after he became a title holder, he actually rematched BJ Penn again and won this fight by unanimous decision. Now, after that rematch, he still had the belt, and after that rematch, he fought the only person to ever beat him in Gray Maynard, and I have to admit, it was an up-and-down performance for Edgar, and the judges honestly could have given it to either fighter, but the judges ended up making it a draw. Now, because it was a draw, they didn't, both get the belt, because Edgar still kept the belt. Now, after that draw, he ended up fighting Maynard again for the 3rd time, and he almost got KO'd 5 times in the fight, but luckily in round 4, he clipped Maynard with a nice shot and secured his belt. Now, after that win, he fought Benson Henderson, but this was the fight where he ended up losing his belt by unanimous decision. After this loss, he actually had an immediate rematch, and, it was a very close bout again, but this time he ended up losing by split decision. Now, after those 2 back-to-back losses to Benson Henderson in title bouts, he fought Jose Aldo and ended up losing by unanimous decision. After those 3 straight losses, he came back with 5 straight wins over guys like Charles Oliveira, BJ Penn, Cub Swanson, Uriah Faber, and Chad Mendes, which ended up getting a title shot against Jose Aldo in featherweight in a rematch. Sadly, he ended up losing the fight by unanimous decision. Now, after that loss, he ended up coming back with 2 wins over Jeremy Stephens and Yair Rodriguez. But after that, he fought former title challenger in Brian Ortega and ended up getting KO'd in the very first round. After that loss, he came back with a win over Cub Swanson for a 2nd time, which got him another title shot, this time against Max Holloway, but ended up losing again by unanimous decision. After that loss, he fought Chan Sung Jung and ended up getting KO'd in the very first round. Alright, now let's take a look at his opponent, Pedro Munhoz. Alright, so Pedro Munhoz is actually undefeated before he joined the UFC, and when he did join the UFC, he has gotten 8 wins, one of them against Cody Garbrandt by KO, and his only losses coming against beasts like Rafael Sunsao, Jimmy Rivera, John Dodson, and Aljamain Sterling. This guy is still pretty young. He has a nasty guillotine, and he has really good power on the feet. And with that being said, I think Pedro Munhoz is going to get the win by KO in the 2nd round. Alright, if you agree, disagree, or something to say, make sure to put in the comment section below, and I'll make sure to back to every single one of those comments. Make sure to like, subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss the absolute best MMA content out there. It's been fun, but I'm out of here.